Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Yapurnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. We read the Mangalacharanam. Pranamya Ramabhiramatmadhipadam Jagat Prasudhi Sthiti Sanyamayanam Tadatmakan Shankara Purvakan Gurun Mayopadeshartha Vibhaga Uchyate. Om Atha Moksha Sadhanopadesha Vidhim Vyakhyāsyāmaha Mokshunam Shraddhadhananam Arthinam Arthaya Tadidam Moksha Sadhanam Jnanam Sadhana Sadhyat Anityat Sarvasmad Viraktaya Tyakta Putra Vitta Lokaishanaya Pratipanna Paramahamsa Parivrajyaya Shamadhamadayadi Yuktaya Shastra Prasiddha Shishya Guna Sampannaya Shuchaye Brahmanaya Vidivat Upasannaya Shishyaya Jati Karma Vritta Vidya Vijanehi Parikshitaya Bruyat Punah Punah Yavad Grahanam Drudhi Bhavate. Tadidam Moksha Sadhanam Jnanam. This knowledge of the identity of the Self and Brahman, which is Moksha Sadhanam, which is a means of moksha. So, Shishyaya Bruyat. The Gurus will in fact impart the instruction about this knowledge to a Shishya, to a disciple. What kind of Shishya? Sadhana Sadhyat Anityat Saraswat Viraktaya. The one who enjoys virakti or dispassion for Anityat Sarvasmat, everything that is impermanent, including Brahmaloka, which is Sadhana Sadhyat, anything that is achievable through a means which is always limited. Sarvasmat, whatever it is, whether in this world or in any other world, what is discovered virakti or dispassion for that. And how do you know that he has discovered the dispassion? Tyakta putra vitta lokeshanaya. So how do I know whether I have the right dispassion or not? Tyakta putra vitta lokeshanaya. When I find myself free from the eshana, which means a desire for putra vitta loka. So this is the traditional way of expressing all the desires. Basically, these are desires for sadhana and sadhya. So because he is free from everything that is achievable through a sadhana or a means, so he has no desire for a sadhya nor for a sadhana. So tyakta lokeshanaya. One is free from loka, achieving any realm such as bhuhu, bhuva, swaha, which is sadhya. And putra vitta, these are the sadhana, the means to achieve those lokas. So one who is free from the desire. And how do you know that you have this desire? When there is a desire, then it prompts you, even compels you to perform an appropriate activity. The desire is for sadhya or for a goal, and that desire prompts you, impels you to perform an activity, to take up a sadhanam or a means. This is when we find ourselves free from the eshanas or desires, or activities which are prompted by these desires, for putra vitta loka. Then you know that we have the vairagya for everything that is sadhana and sadhya. When one has this vairagya, then what's the next step? Pratipanna paramahamsa parivrajyaya. So now one is ready for taking up the life of a parivrajaka, of traditionally a wandering monk or a sannyasi. What kind of sannyasi? Paramahamsa. Of the four kinds of sannyasa which I have mentioned in the Shastra, so Paramahamsa is the highest level of sannyasa renunciation, where one is free from all possessions, when one is free from all duties or obligations. And therefore, one is totally free for pursuing the knowledge. This is what is meant by Paramahamsa. Parivrajya. Supposedly he is a wandering monk, meaning that he has no possession of his own, that he has no residence of his own, and that he even sustains himself by begging the food from the society. Pratipanna, one who is taken to a life of a sannyasi or renunciate of this nature. And how do you know that you are a Paramahamsa sannyasi? Shamadama dayari yuktaya. One who is yukta or possessed of shama, the peace of mind or the mastery over mind, dhamma, the mastery over the sense organs, daya, one who has that pity or compassion. So this is the internal thing. Shastra prasiddha shishya guna sampannaya. Sampannaya, one is endowed with the guna, the virtues of a shishya. So one is endowed with the virtues of a disciple. Where are those virtues? Shastra prasiddha. So Shastra declares what virtues a shishya should have, and one who is possessed of those virtues. Meaning that not only you are a sannyasi, but you are a shishya. So vairagya leads to sannyasa. And what kind of sannyasa? A vividisha sannyasa. Sannyasa that is taken for the pursuit of knowledge. Who will pursue that knowledge? Shishya or a disciple is the one who pursues the knowledge. And therefore, a disciple should have certain qualities, certain virtues, so one is possessed of those virtues. Shuche brahmanaya. And those virtues are not merely internal, but even external in terms of he must be brahmana by jati, he must be a brahmana by birth. Shuche, and then also characterized by purity, internal and external internal purity. Shishya, to a disciple like that, Vidivat Upasannaya, who has approached the teacher in a prescribed manner. What does the teacher do? Parikshitaya, teacher examines him for jati, karma, vritta, vidya, abhijanahi. Whether it belongs to the right caste. Karma, whether what is karma or active actions have been, whether he has been performing his prescribed duties or not. Vritta, what kind of activities was he performing? Vidya, what kind of study he has made? Avijana, what kind of family lineage he enjoys? Parikshitaya. So, disciple who has been thus parikshita, who has been very well tested for all these criteria, he is an ideal disciple. So, this jnanam, moksha sadhanam jnanam bruyat, this knowledge which is the means of moksha, a guru or a teacher must necessarily impart this knowledge, which is moksha sadhana, which is the means of moksha. And then how long should the teacher impart the knowledge to the student? Punah punah, again and again. So again and again, up to what length of time? Yavat grahanam dhrudi bhavati. Up to a time when the teacher finds that the disciple has firmly understood this and imbibed this. Until then, meaning until the point when the teacher finds that the disciple has been blessed. Kritakrityata, the disciple has discovered a kritakrityata, a fulfillment in his life by abiding in this knowledge. Until then, the teacher should keep on giving instruction. Now continuing, we are on the third page. So the Tikakara said, Etavata mumukshu padam vyakhyadam tadidam moksha sadhanam. So the moksha sadhanam, this expression was explained earlier, that knowledge is the moksha sadhana, means of moksha, and by knowledge is meant the aparoksha jnanam, immediate knowledge, meaning where the self reveals itself to a Brahman. Sadhana sadhyat, anityat, sarvasmat, viraktaya, tektaputra, vittaloka ishanaya, Pratipanna, Paramahamsa, Parivrajyaya. All of these expressions are for explaining what is mumukshu. So, etavata, by these expressions, mumukshu padam vyakhyadam. So, what is very succinctly explained or briefly explained in the first passage, the author himself elaborates. So what was said briefly in the first passage, moksha sadhanam. So mumukshunam, shraddadhananam, archanam, arthaya, vyakyasyamah. So one by one, those words are explained by the author himself. So mumukshunam was elaborately explained this way. Now, shraddadhananam, those who possess shraddha or faith or trust. So, asmin upadesha shastrarthe vishwasavatamiti. Those who possess vishwasa, a trust in the shastrarthe. So, what the teacher is going to teach is only shastrartha, the meaning of the shastra, the scriptures. That is what the teacher is going to teach. And one who has the implicit faith in this teaching of the Shastra or the scriptures. as coming from the teacher. Again, thoda awaaz ocho karo. So Shraddha-dhananam, that expression is elaborated here in this passage. Shamadamadi yuktaya. So this is the Parivrajyaya Shamadamadi yuktaya. So how do you know that a person possesses Shraddha? When that person possesses the Shama, Dama, etc., Daya and other qualities. So the Tikakara says, Atrape Ashram Dharma Matra Nishthasya Adhikaro Naste Iti Vivakshan Punarvishanaste. So Pratipanna Paramhamsa Parivrajyaya. The earlier verse expression said, one who is taken to the life of a wandering monk, a Paramhamsa sannyasi, one who is taken to that life. But is it enough that one takes to the life of sannyasa? So that sannyasi is further qualified. Atrapi. So by the expression Pratipanna Paramahamsa Parivrajyaya, by that expression, one who is taken up to the life of Paramahamsa sannyasi, if one thinks that this is merely going through the ritual of becoming a sannyasi, and sannyasa also is the fourth stage of life, Brahmacharya, Garhasya, Vanapastya, sannyasa. So people may take to sannyasa as simply the fourth stage of life, or people may take to sannyasa believing that that qualifies them for the study of the scriptures. Says no. By Pratipanna Paramhamsa Parivrajyaya, by that expression, Ashrama Dharma Matra Nishthasya Adhikara. It is not that this means only a person who has taken up to a life of sannyasa by going through ritual. No, that is not what is meant. Adhikaro nasti iti vivakshan punah vishanasti. The same sannyasi is further qualified. So when we talk of a sannyasi as qualified for receiving this knowledge, not only, certainly, he is a sannyasi by lifestyle, no question about it. At the same time, he is also sannyasi as far as the maturity of mind is concerned. So, Shamadhi Guna Sadguna Sampanna. So, elsewhere, Vedanta talks about Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, the sixfold inner wealth. And so the author says that, yes, he must also have these inner virtues of Shamadama, Dayadi, Yuktaya. He must be endowed with the Shama, Dama, Daya. What is Shama? The Tikakara says, Shama Antahkaranasya Anatmavishebhya Vyavrittihi. Antahkaranasya vyavrittihi. Vyavritti, withdrawal. Antahkaranasya, withdrawal of the mind. From what? Anatma vishebhya. So this is called Shama, meaning mastery over the mind. Shama means actually the tranquility of the mind. But the idea is that mind is not going to enjoy tranquility as long as it is concerned about anatma or non-self. As long as anything that is not atma concerns this person, so long he or she cannot enjoy tranquility. Because the relationship with anatma, with anything other than oneself, will generally involve raga and dvesha. With anatma, which is something different from me, I usually have an opinion about that or judgment about that. And judgment will be either it is favorable or unfavorable. Only because as an individual I am a needy person. And as a needy person I look at the world, the people, situations, objects. From my standpoint of a needy person, I always look at things. And therefore, naturally I will evaluate them as to whether they will fulfill my need or they will threaten the fulfillment of the need. This is how I was looking at things. Naturally, because I am most concerned about myself and my well-being. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. In as much as anything becomes desirable, because basically it is the self that is most desirable, therefore I am most concerned about myself, my well-being. In the words of Puja Swami, please the self. So what most concerns me is the pleased self. And therefore I will always judge everything as to whether will it create a pleased self or will it create a displeased self. This is how, because pleased self is my main concern. If I judge something as a means of creating a pleased self, then I like it because I like the pleased self basically. And whatever I judge as a means of that pleased self also becomes an object of life. And the opposite I will dislike. So my concern always for the pleased self will always create a judgment about the non-self, or whether it is favorable or unfavorable, desirable or undesirable. So raga or dvesha will be there, meaning that all along with the thinking or deliberation of anatma, whenever I deliberate upon anatma, in the background, the raga and dvesha will always be involved. I cannot be thinking of anatma other than raga dvesha. And then when it said that, the ability to withdraw the mind from anatma or non-self means that the mind is free from raga and dvesha. So shama means tranquility of the mind, which means freedom from raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. We normally call the antahakana shuddhi or maturity of the mind. Then I have the freedom. Then even if I think of anatma, that thinking is without raga dvesha, and therefore I have the freedom. So you may need to think about anatma for your day-to-day vyavahara. But that thinking is without raga and dvesha. And that gives me the ability to withdraw my mind whenever I want. The raga dvesha, the likes and dislikes, do not permit me to withdraw because I am so much concerned about things, whether it is there. Who is there, why is it there, what is the purpose, etc., etc. is always concerned. Whether that will help me or hurt me. But when I am free from those considerations of help and hurt, and when will that happen, When I have discovered sufficient security from within myself. It is an insecure self that always judges others as helpful or hurtful. But as I discover comfort with myself or security within myself, then I don't have to judge others as source of security. Meaning that shama or tranquility of mind is a process of emotional maturity. Meaning that a person has gone through karma yoga either in this life, asmin janmani, janmantareva, either in this life or in the previous life. One has gone through the process of self-purification by the attitude of being a contributor by nishkama karma. by Ishvararpana Buddhi, by worship of the Lord, that one has discovered that purity of the mind, then you are happy with yourself. The purity of mind means being happy with oneself, satisfied with oneself, and therefore accepting oneself, therefore secure with oneself, sufficient with oneself. And therefore seeking sufficiency from other things, doesn't remain. It becomes less and less. My dependence upon other things for feeling a sense of well-being becomes less and less. And when I am completely satisfied with myself, I become completely free from the concerns of other things. So Vedanta does not say necessarily that you should not interact with the world at all. You may, if necessary. But even that minimum interaction is free from this concern about always judging things based on my basic needs. I take things as they are, without projecting anything upon them. Then vyavritti, then I can withdraw my mind from anything other than myself, because ultimately the whole idea is to be able to do shravanam or listening to the teacher, meaning contemplation upon the self. What shravanam means, or the means of knowledge, is contemplation upon the self, or deliberation upon the nature of self, which means deliberation upon the meaning of the statements of the Upanishads. If I want to deliberate upon self, then naturally the mind should be free from the non-self, concerns about non-self. So therefore, he said here, so antahkaranasya anatma vishayabhya vyavrutti. The withdrawal of the antahkarana of the mind from anatma vishaya for anything that is characterized as non-self, which means the mind is free from raga and dvesha, which means mind enjoys a tranquility, a self-sufficiently, a being pleased with oneself. And that brings about damaha. Damaha bahyendriyanam. Dhamma means self-control. Bahyendriyanam means what? Anatma vishebhya vyavrutti. That follows. Withdrawal of the external organs from anything that is non-self. So shama means withdrawal of the internal organ from the deliberation of a non-self, and dhamma means the withdrawal of the external organs from the non-self. What are the external organs? The organs of perception and organs of action are the external organs. Thereby, while explaining shama, the Tikakara says antahkaranasya. Shama means withdrawal of the internal organ from everything external, non-self, and dhamma means withdrawal of the external organs. Means that these organs of perception are no more engaged in the deliberation among the objects, nor are the organs of action have any kind of anxiety or restlessness to do something. So organs of action like speech, hands, legs are at rest. Otherwise always there is something that impels me to do, impels me to talk and impels me to hands and legs, and so there is always some impelling inside. Whenever I am uncomfortable with myself, then there is always an impelling of some activity. So even Dhamma also means that there is comfort with one's own self. In the words of Puja Swami, a person is together as a person. So there is no split, there is no inner conflict. So organs of perception also are quite happy to be in their own locuses. And the organs of action also are quite happy to be in their place. Yada panchavatishtante jnanani manasasa. So this is a description of shamadama. In the 5 organs of perception, in the organs of action, they remain in their own locus, including with the mind. So dhamma. So tranquility within and tranquility without. Then next one, Daya Bhuteshu Adroha. How do you cultivate the tranquility? We talked about Karma Yoga, but then what are the values and attitudes that one should have to cultivate the tranquility? Daya. So, if you have daya means the compassion, or bhuteshu adroha. That's how it is explained. Droha means a hatred or enmity. Adroha, freedom from hatred, freedom from enmity. Adveshta sarabhutana, one who does not hate anything. So, bhuteshu adroha. Discovering adroha, freedom from hatred or resentment or dislike for all the beings. And that can be only when there is this pity or compassion in my mind. It is not possible for me to have freedom from dislike or resentment or hatred for any entity unless I have a compassion for that entity. Because the mosquito may bite me. After all, bhutas, things being what they are. I give example of mosquito, it applies to everybody and anything. So, other entities can be inimical to me. Can be, so they can cause pain to me, they can be, but I don't have any droha for them, that's a big thing. Not to have hatred for anybody is a big thing. It is quite alright not to have hatred from those who do not hate me, that's okay. But not to have hatred for anybody means what? Even those who hate me, towards them also there is no hatred. That's all tall order. But the idea is that only when we cultivate these noble qualities within ourselves like compassion. So daya has been identified as one. So daya or karuna means compassion. Daya also means a pity towards others, looking at the suffering. And so daya means that he also has the right to live happily, and therefore I must respect that right, regardless of what that person is. So respecting the right of the other being, bhuta means other beings naturally. That just as I love to live and live happily, so also other people want to live and live happily. And just as I respect my right and protect my right to live and live happily, I should equally protect the right of others. That is not an ordinary thing at all. So that is there, or that can be translated as compassion. Meaning that a person has been very alert and conscious about cultivating these virtues, which is what brings about shama or tranquility of the mind. And so, shamadava, daya, etc. And so, what is it? Adi. The Tikakara says, Adi padena uparate titiksha shraddha samadhanani sangrhyante. Elsewhere they talk about the Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. The sixfold inner wealth is mentioned usually, of which only Shama and Dama are mentioned here. And therefore, Adi Padena, so by the word Adi, etc., or including Shamadava, including other things means what? So you should also assume that it includes, or it means Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, which is what is mentioned elsewhere. And so, Shanto, Dantaha, Uparataha, Titikshu, Shraddha Vitto Bhutva, samahito bhutva atmani atmanam pashyati. Shraddha vitto bhutva, having the wealth of Shraddha. Samahito bhutva, enjoying the samadhanam, the single pointedness of the mind. Titikshuhu, one who is a titiksha, forbearance. The ability to suffer, meaning ability to put up with pain, not suffer really, ability to put up with pain. Physical pain as well as the emotional pain which the world may inflict upon you because of whatever is your own prarabdha, put it this way. And so for Vedanta, we can always let other people off the hook. Karma is the, so karma is the answer. Why does the other person treat me like this? My karma. That's what Bhagavatam said, in the Bhikshu Gita. Bhikshu says that people are harassing me, torturing me. What is the torture me? It is my own past karma which actually prompts them to behave in this manner, and therefore I must only forgive them. So this is how titiksha is forbearance or being able to put up with pain. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. So bearing or putting up with all the dukkha, pain. External, physical and emotional. Both the kinds of pain can be there. Apratikara purvakam, without retaliating. Chinta vilaparahitam, without worrying about what will happen in future. Vilapa, with it letting go what happened in the past and not retaliating in the present. So it's called titiksha. Shraddha, shastrasya, guru vakyasya, satya buddhya avadharanam. Avadharanam, a conviction in my mind that shastrasya, guru vakyasya, the shastra vakya and guru vakya is satyam. That my mind does not in any way question the validity of the statement of scripture, nor does my mind question the validity of the words of the teacher. Yasya deve paravakti yasa deve tasa guru. So when I do not question the words of scriptures, I know the scriptures are revelation of Ishvara. And therefore the devotion for Ishvara translates into devotion for the words of Ishvara. We look upon Veda, the scriptures, as the Vangmaya Avatara. Ishvara himself is manifest in the verbal form, in the words of the scriptures. Meaning that trust for Ishvara then translates into the trust for the words of Ishvara, which are the scriptures of Shastrasya and Guru Vakyasya. Since those Shastra, the words of Shastra come to me through Guru, therefore an equal reverence for the Guru. Yatha deve tatha guru. So as much trust I have in the words of scriptures, I have similar trust in the words of the Guru. This is called Shraddha. So that gives me a certain disposition of mind where I am able to receive the teaching without any resistance, with an open mind. So Shraddha gives me an open, a non-judging mind, non-judgmental mind. With open mind, a non-judgmental mind. But do not judge what the teacher says. Then what? My mind is open to understand what the teacher says, not judge. If I judge, then I already declared what the meaning is. But it's a non-judgmental mind. With an open mind, I listen to the teacher. So, mind isn't ready to understand the meaning of the words as they are unfolded by the teacher. So basically, Shraddha creates an attitude towards the teacher as well as the teaching. What's that attitude? The open mind. What is open mind? Non-judgmental mind. A mind that is ready to understand. A mind that is ready to explore and understand. So this is Shraddha. And then Samadhanam. Samadhanam in the Chittasya Ekagrata. In fact, all of this will bring about samadhana. When you have shama, dama, and then uparama, uparati also, by the way, uparati means an abiding of the mind. Basically, uparati means the mind itself now does not go out. In shama, an effort is involved to withdraw the mind from the non-self. In dhamma also, an effort is involved in not engaging into anatma. As a result of these practices, the mind itself becomes abiding in the self. So this shama dhamma enables me to expose my mind to my own self, to the inner peace. And more the mind is exposed to inner peace, and more it remains with it. Ultimately, mind abides in the self. That's called uparati. So shama, dhamma, uparati or uparama, they are the disposition of mind, state of mind. Titiksha is my relationship with the external world. Because disturbance can come from within, and that is the freedom from the distraction or disturbance from within is indicated by shama, dhamma, uparama. And freedom from the disturbance from without is indicated by titiksha. How that my attitude of titiksha enables my mind to remain free from the reaction that may be caused by the way I am treated by the external world. Regardless of where I am, even though this lifestyle here has minimum contact with the world, and still you cannot be totally free from the interaction with the world. Even a Paramahamsa sannyasi also has to go to the community to beg his food, and he can be treated in whichever way that people desire. And so, therefore, a non-reacting mind. All of this and Shraddha, that's the quality of buddhi here. That I have the trust in the veracity of the or validity of the words of the scriptures and the teacher, and therefore my mind is a non-judgmental mind, non-questioning mind. That is the trait of the intellect. In this instant, the way Shraddha is defined, Shama is the emotional mind. So where the emotional mind is free from any reactions, and Dhamma is the intellectual mind where it is free from any resistance or questioning or judgment. So thus Manaha and Buddhi, both of them enjoy the tranquility, meaning that both of them are free from the factors that normally distract them or disturb them. So when the Manaha and Buddhi, the mind and intellect, both of them are free from their normal distracting factors, both of them enjoy a tranquility. So that state of what we call the chittasya ekagrata, the single-pointedness of the mind, is called samadhanam. It can be simply translated samadhi, absorption of the mind also. So, you require samadhanam while doing shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam. The kind of mind that is required is called samadhanam here. Samadhanam means samadhi or total absorption of mind. But that's not what we want here. Meaning that when I am listening to a teacher, I want the mind to be totally with that listening and nowhere else. So when the mind is totally free from all distractions, then 100% available to the listening to the teacher, that is the samadhana. Or when I am doing mananam or reflection upon what I have listened, that is where the mind is. Nididhyasanam, meditating upon that, that's where the mind is. Meaning that my mastery of the mind, that it is available shravanam, when I am doing shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam, that's what we need. We don't want a mind which is a non-functioning mind or a mind that is absorbed. That samadhi is all right, but here we want the mind which is a learning mind, a grasping mind, a mind that is free from all other preoccupations. Samadhana. So all of these qualities are indicated by Shamadama Dayadi Yuktaya iti. So Tikakara says, Etena Shraddhathananam Ityetad Vyakhyadam. So the first passage, Shraddhathananam, then Arthinam, Arthaya. So Mumukshave, Shraddhathananam, so Mumukshunam, Shraddhathananam, Arthinam, Arthaya, Arthaya for Hitaya. So then Mumukshunam, that word was explained, Shraddhathananam is explained in this manner as Shamadamadi Yuktaya in singular. Okay, then next is what? Arthinam, Arthaya. So Arthinam is those who are desirous of knowledge. That's what is meant by Arthinam. So Tikakara says, Tikakara quotes from some place which is not available, that has not been traced where that verse comes from. Amanyamatsaro dakshaha nirmamo drudasaurudaha asattortha jignasuhu anasuyuramoghavak ityadi vachanam anusrutya punarvishnasti Shastra Prasiddha iti. So even though it is said Shamadamadi Yuktaya, then further it is said Shastra Prasiddha Shishya Guna Sampannaya. So then you have to look for some other gunas different. They are all Shastra Prasiddha. So Shantaha, Dantaha, Uparataha, Titikshu, Shraddha, Vitta, they are all Shastra Prasiddha. But they are already included in the Shamadamadi Dayadi Yuktaya. Then Shastra Prasiddha Shishya Guna Sampannaya. Sampannaya, one who is endowed with, possessed of, Guna, the virtues of Prasiddha, Shishya Prasiddha, Shastra Prasiddha. Shishya, so all those virtues which are well known for well known scriptures which a disciple should possess. Then you will find that Shastra. So the Tikakara finds the Shastra, Vakya. Amani, Amatsaraha, Dakshaha, Nirmamaha, Drudasaurudaha, Asatvaraha, Arthajignasu, Anusuyu, Amogava, Ityadi. Is Bhagavatam Ekadasha Skandha? Oh, okay. Good. So Srimad Bhagavatam Ekadasha Skandha. Now, when you have in fact Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, you take for granted all these things are there. Meaning that make sure, so when you are checking, checklist is there. As to whether I have the right disposition of mind or not, then there is a checklist also that you see whether you have these things also or not. So Dayadi, when you Shamadama, Dayadi, Daya, etc., all of this can be included there anyway. So Amani, so Manitvam is pride or arrogance. So Amani means what? One who is not proud, who is humble, freedom from pride or humility, one is humble, modest. So humility or modesty is a great value. Lord Krishna begins the values Amanitvam. Of all the 20 values, begins with Amanitvam, freedom from Manitvam, freedom from a tendency to seek respect from others. And that shows a certain inner lack that I need other people to validate me, to respect me, then only I am alright. That shows an inner need, a strong need of being validated by others or respected by others. because I don't feel that I am respectful. And therefore, I need to be respected by others to feel that I am respectful. So then we have to look into that. Everybody has all this manitvam, everybody has in one measure or the other. Everybody demands respect from others, acceptance from others. Everybody has their own definition of what respect is anyway. So what I may consider respect may be different from what you consider respect. For me, you respect me means you fall at my feet. That may be my definition of respect from you. Other people may have other kind of definition. But usually, unfortunately, the way we relate to other people is always with an expectation of respect. In our interaction with others, this need of being respected is always involved. We have to be just watchful and see how I am relating to this person. Is there an expectation of that person that the person should behave in a certain way? Then only I can comfortably relate with that person. And otherwise I am not comfortable. So if they don't relate to me in a certain way, I am not comfortable at all. So I have to look at that and recognize that this is something that I have to do within myself. Normally we keep on dismissing people, fighting with them, etc., and asserting ourselves. Very often a mani or a person who wants respect, demands respect, is a very assertive person, and then you would like to dismiss others who do not satisfy, that criterion. Anyway, so this enough has been said about all this. So amani, amatsara, a few things are stated. Amatsara. So matsara again means jealousy. Matsarya is jealousy. So one is free from jealousy. Also explained as charitable. Amatsara, charitable. You are not jealous of others. You are generous enough to enjoy, what others have. What is jealousy is when I cannot stand what other people have. That's the jealousy. I think that I am all right only when I am the best among all of them. And so if anybody is superior to me, in my opinion, then I become jealous. Charitable. We will accommodate generosity, accommodate everybody is good, that everybody has something in them. Ishvara has made everybody unique, and everybody is going to possess something which I don't have. So an attitude of charity, fine. Enjoy what others also have. Don't insist that you also should have that. Daksha means competent or skillful. That's what dakshata means. Now here normally dakshata means the competence, the skill in performing your activities is called dakshata. But here dakshata would be only in terms of the scriptural, what is dakshata or the competence required to do what your job as a disciple, that's all. Meaning that a Vedantic aspirant is not expected to be, well versed with ITs and, software and stuff like that kind of dakshata. If you have it, it's okay. Here dakshata or skillfulness is in terms of whatever you need to learn. Maybe you need to have the knowledge of grammar, or maybe mimamsa. So all those things that are required to understand the teaching, so that may be called dakshata or the skillfulness or competence here. Nirmamaha, that mamatvam in the sense of ownership, a sense of possession. Nirmamaha means free from the sense of ownership, sense of possession. And so that this is mine, free from this notion of mine, of possessiveness, freedom from possessiveness. So we become possessive of people also, not only possessive of this stuff like this, that this is my book and my pen, but this is my disciple. So the possessiveness extends in many ways, So this is my disciple, and this is my this thing, and not your, etc. So all it shows our own insecurity because of this mamatvam. All of this comes from a need. To possess something also comes from a need, because without that I feel insecure, and therefore my insecurity wants me, so that wants me surrounded by and supported by and propped by many things. So I need to be propped. Support. So all that brings about mamatvam. So nirmamaha, freedom from mamatvam, sense of possessing, ownership. Not that you don't own anything. But the thing is, there is a need for owning something, that's all we can say. Need for possessing something, need for owning. You may as well possess something, if that is what Ishvara wants you to do, or, own something. Although here Parivrajaka doesn't have any possession anyway, but still, this is an emotional thing in terms of possessiveness of other people, etc. around you. And so, nirmamaha, freedom from the need to possess somebody, to own somebody, to derive security from something else. Dhruva sauhradaha. Suhrat means one who is a friendly. Suhrat, one who reaches out to others to help them. So that is called a suhrat. A friend is a friend. Generally, who returns favor when he receives a favor. A suhrat means a person who favors without any reason. So without any consideration for a return favor. When you favor somebody, that is called suhrat sauhradaha. That means that one who possesses the what is sauhardya? Sauhardya means sauharda. Alright, so sauharda means who possesses suhratness, the friendliness, the reaching out naturally. So dhruva sauhradaha. All of this shows the generosity of the heart, the purity of the heart, the charity of the heart. Asatvaraha. So satvara means one who is very haste. So freedom from haste, that's all. So satvara means what? Hasty. And freedom from haste. That doesn't mean the fellow is absolutely slow, that's not what it meant. What is meant is that freedom from the restlessness within. That haste also should not come from a inner restlessness. You may do things quickly and fast, that is all right. Haste is an inner thing, that you are restless and keep on doing things one after the other, or finish it off, And so haste also is a tendency to finish off something. That means that you are not doing justice to what it is that you are required to do. And so asatvaraha. All of these are this disposition of mind required for studying and for understanding and for imbibing. Artha jignasuhu. So jignasu, desirous of knowing. Artha, we should say here, the meaning of the scriptures. Artha jignasuhu. One is desirous of understanding the meaning of the words of scriptures. Amogavak. Amogavak means that one whose words never fail. That's called amogavak. So literally it means that what you say will happen. That's called amogavak. But then that is too much of an expectation. So amogavak means one who is truthful. So one who doesn't go back on his words, so one is truthful. That's all. Means what he says. And so there is an alignment between the word, thought and the word and the deed is called. So thought and word and deed is called amogavak here. Ityadi vachanam anusrutya. This and similar vachana, or this and similar, these statements which are found in the Shastra scriptures, anusrutya, punha vishanasti, as though samadama dayadi yukta is not enough, Therefore, if further visheshana or qualification is given, is Shastra prasiddha shishya guna sampannaya. This shishya guna. So Shamadama anybody can have, but Shishya must have the specific further qualities. Shishya guna sampannaya. So not only you should enjoy the tranquility of the mind and all those inner qualities, including samadhanam, but then you should also have a disposition of a Shishya. So here these are the attitudes all the dispositions of mind which are conducive to make you a Shishya. Shastra Prasiddha Shishya Guna Sampannaya, possessed of the virtues of a Shishya as declared in the Shastra scriptures. Then concluding this, Tikakara says, Etena Arthina iti Vyakyatam. So Arthinam, those who are desirous. So not only Mumukshunam, but then and Shraddhadhananam. There are Mumukshus also, possessed of Shraddha also, and Arthinam, those who are possessed of a desire for moksha and desire for knowledge. That also must be there, because that desire that creates an enthusiasm in you. Ultimately, what creates in you the motivation to do something is desire. So that's the standard thing in the world. It is desire in me that motivates me to do something to fulfill that desire. So here also desire is there. What's the desire? Arthinam, desire for not only moksha, desire for knowledge is also there. So mumukshunam includes, of course, the desire for moksha, but here, so artha jignasu, desire for knowing the meaning of the scriptures. So one is desire for knowledge. So jignasu, basically a mumuksha also should be a jignasu, the one who is desirous of knowledge. So this Arthinam, that expression in the first passage, is elaborated here by these words, Shastra Prasiddha Shishya Guna Sampannaya. So when you possess the guna, the virtues of the Shishya or disciple, then that means that you are an Arthi, you are one who is desirous, because you are Shishya. And that is called Shishya. So Shishya will be explained subsequently, or the word Shishya is not explained anyway. So Shasana Shishya, or Shiksha Yogya Shishya. So one who possesses the qualification of being taught, or qualification of being punished also, Shiksha. So Soti Vage Chamcham, the thing is that is called a Shishya, who is available for being punished those days, means who ruled. Shasana Shishya, where the teacher rules the Shishya. So one is available for being ruled, not being punished, but then Shasana. So one who accepts the role or the rule of the teacher. He doesn't resist that, doesn't revolt. We will revolt, anybody rules us. But here, a Shishya is the one who accepts the rule of the Guru or the teacher. So that is called Shishya. Or one who can be disciplined. So also, Shasanat, so one who can be disciplined. Or Shasanat, one who can be available for being taught. So Shasanam can mean discipline. Shasana also can mean the availability for being taught. So then this Shishya, therefore, this person now has this further qualification of being a Shishya or a disciple. So itena Arthinam iti Vyakyatam. So by this, the word Arthinam in the first passage has been explained. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamandaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.